Hey guys, Walt Wagner here with Tactical Application Vehicles. Today we're going to go over a walk around video on a company truck that we decided to build in order to test various campers in conditions all over the country. We want to be able to do everything from hauling a very large RV behind this truck and various truck bed campers, rooftop tents, all of the equipment that we would sell and have the one truck do it all. So starting out with this 2022 Ram 3500, I'm going to go from front to back, talk about the body armor, the lights, suspension, wheels and tires from front to back. So starting on the body armor up front, this is a chassis unlimited bumper, winch bumper. We're running a come up 12.5 RS winch, wireless winch with a factor 55 ultra hook on it. You'll see that on pretty much every build that we do with the recovery. It's a nice low profile bumper. We tried not to have something that was kind of really large and heavy off the front of the truck. So we just wanted it to be able to house our winch, have recovery points, and house some lights. For lighting, we're running the LP9 series Baja Designs lights in a driving combo, both amber and white. And moving around to the suspension itself, this is the Carli Dominator system, and we're running basically every option that you can get with this. The torsion sway bar, it's a different spring rate than the factory sway bar, which is way too heavy for this kind of application. We're running the upper and lower steering stabilizers and the diff cover on this as well, and the fabricated radius arms. All of that stuff together makes a heavy truck like this handle really, really well in the desert. And that's where we are now. We are in the desert west of Albuquerque, about 35 degrees and gorgeous, kind of cloudy. But we wanted to kind of run this thing through the paces a little bit and do a little bit of tuning. So kind of wanted to get it out here in the field. And what's supporting this truck with the Dominator system is the Kings that are specifically tuned by Carli. It's a specific spring rate in the front by Carli, but we do our own spring rate in the back with Alcan spring. We have certain dimensions in that specific to what the client's going to need. So Carli does a nice spring set with Deaver, but we work exclusively with Alcan for this particular setup on this truck, and Carli's long travel airbag in the back. For wheels and tires in this truck, we opted for the 37 by 1250 17 Toyo MT. It's a proven tire for us, so we wanted to run it on this particular wheel, which is the Method 704 Heavy Duty Series. So that's a 4,500 pound capacity on each corner for these wheels. So it's a very heavy duty wheel, and it also has the B-grip technology in this. So you can run these tires at very low pressures on a heavy truck like this. If you side load that tire, that can really come in handy. It's also on the inside bead as well. So its inner and outer bead has the B-grip technology. So that's a very, very proven concept with these wheels. It's proprietary to Method race wheels, and we use these all the time. For the color scheme on this, the theme for the truck is it's a dark metallic gray truck with all black components. So we wanted to go with the titanium gray color with black lug nuts and even the black Method valve cap on there. This particular heavy duty series wheel has a 5 3/4 inch back spacing and an 18 millimeter offset. So it keeps your wheel nicely placed in the fender well without stepping it outside the truck too much. It keeps your scrub radius correct over your knuckle, and the truck handles it really, really well with an extremely heavy trailer down to nothing in the truck at all, out on the highway and out here in the desert. So it's been a very good tried and true system for us. Kind of moving around a little bit more, we are running a Front Runner Outfitters low profile roof rack. It's an aluminum roof rack that is really only about 3 inches off of the roof. So it's very low profile, but it's strong. So we can throw whatever gear we need up there. It's empty almost all of the time because we have various different boxes that we'll use and camping equipment, things like that. Depending on the camper we're using, you know, some campers hang out over the roof. So this is low enough to allow other campers to protrude over that. And if we're not running that style camper, we can, like the camper we're running here is behind the cab. So we can put other gear and things like that on the roof rack, utilizing that as usable square footage for storage. Kind of moving back a little bit further, this is a mega cab truck with a 6.5 foot bed. This particular camper is by Skinny Guy Campers, and it is very unique in its design. There's really not any other camper like it because it is, well, for one, it's all aluminum, but it sits down behind the roof. So it's about the same height, if not a little bit lower than the roof rack itself, but the entire camper is behind the cab. So with this particular with this particular setup, this one is called the kit and caboodle, so it's basically got everything you can get. It's got about 36 gallons of fresh water, a flushing toilet, heat, a stove, a sink, everything you could need, hot shower, everything you can need, and a queen size bed. So it opens up over the ground off of the back of the truck and you get in through the side. And we'll open that up here in just a minute. On the back of the truck for bumper and armor and lighting back here, this is also a chassis unlimited bumper. It utilizes the factory hitch, so you have factory capacity on your receiver hitch, but it also uses your factory sensors. All of your sensors and everything works like it normally would. We're running a Baja Design Squadron in a work scene, so it's a very wide beam pattern in the back because we've got the factory cameras in the tailgate, so we can see behind us at night. Just flip that switch on in the cab and you can just light up everything behind you here. As far as modifications go, the drivetrain is all stock on this truck. We haven't touched anything in the motor, anything in the drivetrain. As far as lockers or anything like that goes, this truck is you know, as reliable as it can be, just factory, and we wanted to actually test that before we did anything to it. So what I'll show you here, which makes the Skinny Guy camper sort of unique, is its floor design. A lot of campers that you see in the truck bed actually come down to the floor and they support themselves on the floor of the bed. This has a basement to it. See, the spare tire for this truck is actually under the camper and you can just slide everything in your gear underneath the camper. This is designed to be just quickly removed. So you have a camper jack that you can just lift up and you can drive out from underneath it, which allows you to use your factory fifth wheel hitch if you needed to carry a fifth wheel or a gooseneck hitch in the factory location in this bed. A lot of people may need to haul a different kind of trailer or camper and maybe not need the camper in the bed. So this allows you to actually have a truck bed in various uses. And this particular setup is housing, so the basement is housing the freshwater tank, the black tank for the toilet. There is a drain in the floor inside for the hot shower, and they all come out here. And all the controls are here. So you've got your solar, which your solar is reading right now on this cloudy day. We're about 13.8, which is pretty good. And the solar is halfway covered with the box on the roof. So we've got about 190 watts worth of solar on this. And I can set all this up for you here real quick so you can kind of see what the attributes are of this camper and what's going on inside. All right, so we're gonna go over a few steps on how to open this thing up. With as slim as this camper is on the back of the truck, you're gonna be kind of surprised at how big it is when you're actually in it. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started on opening the roof rack and we'll go from there. This is your solar panel. As with anything, a little bit of practice, you get a little quicker. So what runs your water heater and your heat is a propane tank that's housed right at the back of the camper. You got a little magnet that holds your lid up. You've got a tank right here that you can just remove and get filled at any hardware store. But there's also an extension in here that you can just cook with right off the tailgate. Right here off of the same tank. So you can cook right here on the tailgate if you didn't want to cook inside. And you also have more storage inside this cabinet for other little campfire and things like that. For the kit and caboodle, it does come included. Everything comes included with it. The battery, everything, full, you know, the shower, hot shower, everything is included. As you can see, it's pretty spacious, you know, as it's opened up for what it started out as. And you can see how you would sleep out over the ground on the queen size mattress that's in here. Plenty of room for several adults to stand up in here, have a seat. You've got a table that swivels so you can cook dinner, make some sandwiches, just kind of hang out in inclement weather. You've got heat, you've got a sink, a stove, everything you would need. Just to recap on the platform that we chose here with this particular truck, it makes for a good daily driver, which we use as a daily driver. But we want to be able to showcase its capabilities in the various campers, such as a Skinny Guy camper on this one. And a family of 6 could drive in this truck. And if you've got dogs, if you've got a lot of equipment that you need to haul on a trailer with a camper on it, the truck will do it. It kind of just depends on what you need the vehicle to do. And we want to be able to just show the capabilities of this as a slick down truck all the way to a fully kitted out camper. So if you'd like any more information on builds like these and why we use method race wheels and the B-grip technology, check out the links below. Thanks for watching.